I really appreciated Bob's story. I come from a family where my grandmother in the 90s, she had a stroke. I didn't even know what a stroke was. So I had to try to learn what it was, because even back then, just as a certified nursing assistant, my family looked to me. So I began to research it. Later, I was married and my mother-in-law passed away from a stroke, and I had to educate the family. By then I was an RN, and I had actually worked with stroke victims at the VA who had not only post-traumatic stress syndrome, but had had a stroke either during or after their service in the Vietnam War. Right now, I have a brother-in-law who just recently had a stroke, and now this high-end professional is having to relearn his life. Bob's 5-star approach, I cannot wait to take it back to my brother-in-law, because this time we're going to survive the stroke instead of having to say goodbye to another family member. Thanks, Bob, for offering this solution that saved lives.
Well, I just listened to Robert Mandell. He's a great speaker. He told his intense story, and then he related it to the value of schmoozing, which was a surprise, but I loved it. He's living an important life, and he has important ideas, and I'd really highly recommend him. He's so easy to listen to and funny too.
I thought it was fantastic. Bob was really great, and that's why I wanted to say something. In spite of going through what he had gone through, and he was very expressive and very clear, coherent, and his speech was very good to listen to. Somebody like that going through something and coming back again, bouncing right back. And I thought it was really interesting just to listen to him. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Well, having just watched Bob for the first time, I was blown away. The man has recovered beautifully from, as a critical care nurse background, that he should go through that and be as well off as he is truly amazing. So this guy is a trooper and a real sport. And what thrilled me about him was, instead of talking about his talk first, he talks about schmoozing and how important it is, and he's schmoozing with us. And so a lot of times speakers don't do what he did, which I liked, was that he actually, acted out, and he wasn't acting. That, he gave the example of, hey, this is something worth doing. In other words, people count, people matter. And he really had us so relaxed and having such a good time, and we just bonded with him. And then when he gave the speech, we were with him through the whole speech. He really knows how to engage an audience. So I don't think you'll have a single person in your audience, if you hired him, because that would go to sleep on him, because he keeps them totally engaged the whole time. And not only that, but he's funny, and he's got a lot of good experiences, and I enjoyed just listening to him. But I also learned from him. I learned from him the other end of it, the patient's end of it. And that was very, very special. I have family that have been through things like that, and I have good friends who have been through things like that, and I've been a source and a resource for them. But it's not the same as being the one. And he has definitely an expertise there that is worth mining, while he's available. And he's still strong and healthy. I think you can count on him for several more years that you could hire him.